the way you look, the way you carry yourself. Or I might think you need to have this, and then I'll just add a little bit here and there.
Right. Okay.
So all the characters that I make up in my mind, they're probably based on, and I say that loosely because I don't want to be sued.
Right.
Somebody that I ran across.
Right.
Or somebody that I bumped into, or I took a little bit of this and a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and then I created this.
A little adjustment.
Yeah, I put a little sugar on it. I call it my sugar because I write the books, and then I go back and I put my sugar on it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I enjoy. It's like a form of stress relief almost.
Yeah.
Once I write it, I wrote a poem.
Okay.
I'm not going to read it.
Okay.
But they love it. I wrote a poem. I never wrote a poem before.
And see, I love to write poems.
But the girl in the book wrote her boyfriend a poem because she was like infatuated with, in love with him. So she wrote him a poem.
Okay.
And so that was my first time doing that. And my mother called me. And this is what she honestly said. She said, you need to get, whoever wrote that, you need to get their permission before you put that in your book because, you know, you can't do that.
Right.
And I was like, no, I wrote that.
Right.
She was like, oh my gosh, she just went on and on and on about this poem. And so I sent it to somebody else. You know, it was just a poem. I wrote it. But that is something new for me.
Okay.
I don't do poems, but I did a poem.
Okay.
And I'm kind of liking that.
I like poems. Anybody who's familiar with Shades of Africa?
Yeah.
Down in Long Beach on 4th Street. Mm-hmm. She has poetry night on Thursdays.
Really?
And Saturdays. And I talk with, she always said, you should come down here. But see, a lot of people don't know this about me. I am very shy. And I'm only shy about, believe it or not, talking in front of people.
I'm not.
And singing. I love to sing. I love to sing. But you get me in front of a group of people, and I'm going to shut down on you. And I've been praying on that because I know that ain't nothing but the devil. Exactly. But, yeah, though, the poetry is a excellent outlet for me. And I notice I can wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm a thinker. So I always have, like, 5 or 6 different subjects floating in my head. Like the other day I woke up and I turned over and James was like, I said, I don't think I got the lady to put the logo on a flyer. Yeah. This is like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Never shuts
he was
off.
Like, you will wake up and you will say good morning, how you feel, something. I'm thinking so much.
Do you dream? Because I dream.
I'm a dreamer.
Vivid dreams.
And see, my thing about my dreams that I tell certain family members, about 90% of my dreams always come true.
Mine too.
They come true to the point of all the way to my ex-husband's grandmother's funeral. I just seen it play out. And I told my mom about it and I told my sister. I was like, not this week, but in 2 weeks, somebody's leaving. And this is what's going to take place. In 2 weeks, all of that. And ever since I was maybe 12 years old, I always been told by my great grandmother that I was gifted. Mm-hmm. She always said, girl, you need to go to the school of prophetic ministry because I've always been able to do a lot of different stuff. And my grandma was like, you're kind of peculiar. And even till I remember living as a young girl, like 10 years old, I lived in Louisiana for about a year with my grandmother. And I love animals. I love dogs. I don't have any dogs now because I'm afraid of the kids. I don't want them to hurt the dogs. But I remember just being able to seeing my dog get hit by an 18-wheeler truck. Just knew for a fact he was gone. And just remembering my grandmother's praying, going out there and praying for that dog, blood everywhere. But when I prayed for that dog and that dog got up and walked, my grandmother, my uncle, everybody who was out on that road looked at me very strange from that day forth. And they kept telling me that dog was for sure dead. But something about this girl, and my grandma always tell me, and I always tell my sister and my mom, because they're the only 2 people that I don't think I'm crazy. But it always happened. I'm a dreamer. I dream about much stuff.
Vivid dreams.
I dream about. I just be like, oh my God.
I didn't know that other people didn't dream though. Like I just thought everybody did that. Like sometimes I wake up and I am scared, and I'm like, but sometimes I'll wake up and I have to write down immediately.
Yes.
What I dream because as the day wears on, it'll fade out.
It will fade out. It will fade out. Or sometimes I can be asleep in my mind, and I can be reciting poetry and like a poet or something, and I just gotta wake up and I call my office. My bathroom is my office, so I always go to the bathroom and I just write. I can stay in there for 2 or 3 hours and just write in the middle of the night. Though this is like a 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning kind of thing, and it's like I see visions. I dream a lot.
I believe that I got that gift from my mother. My mother got it from my grandmother. My grandmother was scared of it, and she would pray it away.
Yeah.
But it's not. I know some people think you crazy when you say that. But it's just the feeling that you get. It's the sometimes when something bad is going to happen, I get like all knotted up in my stomach, and I know something's going to happen. I just don't know what it is. I can't do anything about it. I just know something's going to happen. I could sit next to people and talk to you for a couple minutes, and then I'm deciding whether on your energy, whether
I feed off
like
the
you
energy
or not,
all the time,
or if something's wrong with you.
You know, and the thing about that is I'm very bad. I'm good with reading people's energy, and I don't know. I'm just the kind. I'm more. I don't know how you would describe me, but I'm not. I don't like to be fake. I don't know if fake is a good word, but if I'm not feeling your energy, I'm not feeling you. Mm-hmm. We don't have nothing to talk about.
Exactly.
And I don't know if that's, sometimes I have to ask myself, is that right for you to feel that way? But those intuitions.
Well, let me tell you what somebody always tells me. Nobody can tell you how to feel. You have the right to feel whatever way you want to. But and my family is very outspoken.
Okay.
I'm the one that kind of like puts the sugar on it. Like some things you can't just say to people.
Right.
Like outright in their faces.
Okay.
And my family can do that. I'm the one that can kind of sit next to you and feel your energy and feel your vibe and feel that something's off and not right.
Right.
And I've made up in my mind that I'm not going to deal with you anymore. But I have people around me that will just tell you like you.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm always...
Because my mom labels me as being rude.
The troublemaker.
I don't think I'm rude.
The troublemaker.
I'm like, even my mom, growing up, my mom would have friends and people. I'd be like, Mom, I don't like her. Yeah. Don't trust her. Something ain't right. Her spirit is foul. She not your friend. She trying to get something. I don't know what it is. Yeah. And then like maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and Mom, I can't stand her. I'm like, I told you.
Yeah.
See, I'm really good with reading people.
But I'm the one that kind of like... You know, I could just separate myself from you. Yeah. Like, I could feel it, and then I'm like, I'm not going to deal with that person no more after that day. But some people, it's in their facial expression, like, I just don't like her, or I just don't like him. And
then sometimes I got to check myself, well, was something wrong with me?
No.
Like, no, nothing wrong with me, because at the same time, that's like, you know, you can go through a situation in life, and then something happens, and it's not in your favor. You be like, I knew I shouldn't have did that. Or something told me. Mm-hmm. I like to
go with your first mind.
I guess when I say I like to save the I should have told myself, because if I feel something wrong, I would just kind of like redirect myself, because I don't want to experience what I've already knew that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes you know, and then you say no, and you do it anyway. But you already knew, so you can't blame anybody but you.
Right,
you knew it was going to go wrong.
Yes. Exactly, that's very true. So, what you got on your mind this morning, Mr. Brian, future mayor of Compton? Yes,
ma'am.
Compton, I need y'all to tune in, Compton.
Yeah,
this is your new mayor. I need you guys to recognize the sound of his voice. He's coming in. He's gonna make some changes. He's gonna do some things, all to help the city.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for this opportunity. You know, because everybody don't get this opportunity.
Right.
And you from the city, you have grassroots in low economic environments. You understand what it is to want to do what I'm trying to do, you know, which is support a community.
Right.
Some people do it differently than others, but this is how I choose to do it. And I've served in many different capacities, trying to just uplift my community. So you've been in the same boat as myself. So, you know, I want to tell you I appreciate how you've helped the youth and helped, you know, people out of our community be successful. And then also just kind of listening to the conversation about books and, you know, telling our story, which is how I interpret it to be.
Yes.
I'm glad to see how all this is kind of manifesting, because we need more people out of our community telling our story. Because most times you see where we tell our story, but it's influenced by somebody else before it's marketed to the mainstream. So I'm glad that you're taking advantage of this opportunity as well to market and tell people about what you think and how you feel, because it's your reality.
Yes,
and you do project strength, and I greatly admire just, you know, the things you've been saying and the energy that you project. I think it's going to project out of the book. So I hope people go out and buy it, because I feel like they'll be strengthened by it and also educated by it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have family members that they're telling me, you need to write like a self-help book, or I haven't lived enough yet
like it's
to
coming.
write that.
It's coming.
I haven't lived enough yet to give anybody else advice on how they should be living their life. But I can see myself doing that later on in life. But now I don't think I've lived enough. I haven't lived enough. I haven't been through enough. I've been through a lot, but I haven't been through enough. Right. People always tell me, because I went through a thyroid storm.
Okay.
And I went cold blue and basically died. Okay. And so when I said I was dead, because they pronounced me dead, And so I went to a place. I don't know where it was. Okay. I don't know. All I saw was a beautiful garden, grass, and things like that. But that's my story. And, it's really emotional for me. So I don't want to write about that. I don't want to share about that, because for me, that's real.
That is.
So when I came back, I didn't see anything. I just saw the beautiful garden that I was in, and I heard a voice saying that you can't stay here.
No.
And I came back. And I woke up. I told my family that. Of course, my mother was pissed off. She's like, "Why would you say something like that? Why would you come back?" But
you didn't see nothing.
Yeah, it's funny because when you tell people stuff like that, they look at you crazy, like she is tripping, like something's wrong with her.
Right.
But I had a coworker who her sister went into a diabetic storm.
Right.
A diabetic coma.
Okay.
And she went to the same exact place. Now, how could we both be describing something? I'm not going to say it's heaven. It's what you can call it, whatever you want to call it. I know I went there, and I know I died. It's on record. It's at Memorial Hospital in Long Beach. It's on record that I went cold blue. But I think that experience that I had, it gives me the energy, and it gives me the strength to say, well, I can do this and I can do that, because at least I tried.
Right,
I'm supposed to be doing something. Right. I don't know what, because it's like, okay, you saved my life not once but twice, so I'm supposed to be doing something. So I'm writing books. Maybe I will get to the point one day when I can write a self-help book. I think
you should write it.
But the thing about that is what she just said is she's not there. A lot of people feel like they always can see what you think, what you should be doing, or what they think you should be doing. But you got to be pretty bold and honest with yourself and say, I'm not there. Because I don't want to tell y'all my age, but I'm almost 35. But I really feel like this is a part of my life where I've been through a lot of stuff, but I feel like I'm just now living. So maybe in the future, I do see a self-help book in my future. But there's some things that you have to gather. A little bit more on this journey.
But when you write something like that and you're giving advice to other women, then you have to live that.
You have to live that. And you can't just write what you think people want to hear.
Friends, but
there ain't nothing wrong with being ratchet. Everybody got a little ratchet in them.
So I don't want to write a book and say this, and this, and you're not living that, and you're not that example.
You can't do that.
I'm not ready to do that, because I could give advice. And because only on what I've been through, though.
Okay.
And then I'm just there to listen.
Okay.
I'm there to listen, and I'm there to, now if you ask me for advice, I can give it to you, but
only based off your experience,
based off of what I've experienced.
Yes.
Only what I know, I can tell you. When I'm talking to my daughter, I have a daughter and a son.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to do the best I can with them, and I never appreciated this when I was little. I want them to learn from my mistake. Don't go make the same mistake. I know you have to do your own thing, and I know you want to live your own life. But if I'm telling you, don't do that, then don't do it. But I think it's the way I tell her. I'm not talking to her.
Right.
I mean, not talking at her. I'm talking to her.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to pull the mama hat out, like, don't do it. But she's an adult, and my son is an adult. So, and then, he's 27, she's 21. They are legally adults. Yes. So when I'm talking to them, I'm trying to talk to them, not as their friend, because I'm their mother.
Right.
Let's make that clear. But I'm giving you some advice that I can see that I've already been through.
Right.
And you should maybe go this path and don't go that path. Let's save yourself that trouble.
Yeah.
I say I'm living through my daughter right now because she's getting ready to graduate from Cal State San Diego. I didn't get to go away to college.
And you know what? I can relate to that just by having Miss Mariah. Look at her. She over here asleep, y'all, in the studio. But my whole thing is like, even me too, is just like a lot of different things that I wasn't exposed to and have the opportunity. I mean, like to be 8 years old, to be able to be in the studio.
Right.
And just to be exposed to just stuff in life she's far away from me at 8 years old, a king.